Hi there, Tackler. Welcome to Disney Deep Dive, where each week we dive into the history, story, and details of the Disney parks. I'm Leah, and I'm solo tonight because Stefan is going to see, or he is actually right now in the theater seeing the new Star Wars movie. So I'm really excited for him. He's been super excited to see that movie. And if you have seen it or are seeing it tonight, let me know whether you're watching live or on the replay. Let me know in the comments if you are seeing it. And no spoilers, please, but let me know what you thought. I am going to mess around for a second, make sure I'm all good to go live. I like to check that out, and I'm not sure. Okay, looks like I am. All right. I'm going to pull up the comments. If you are live, let me know where you are watching from. Tonight, what we're going to be doing, since Stefan is not here and we're gearing up, it's been a crazy week, probably for you as well, getting ready for the holidays and all that really fun stuff. So what I thought we would do is some good old Mickey pasta, as we call it on here. And what that means is Disney trivia. And so I have something a little different for you tonight, though. So let me know where you are watching from. Let me know if you have any questions or suggestions for our Disney Deep Dives. If you do not know, each week, Stefan is my husband, and I go into either a ride. I need to pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm never going to get over be talking to you. But we'll go into a ride. We will go into an attraction. We will go into a parade, a party, something like that. And that is where we will research it. And Stefan's so good at this. And we'll research it. We'll find all these facts. And then we'll come on and we'll talk about it. It's sort of like a podcast almost. One of my good friends was telling me that. I'm like, yeah, we've talked about how it is sort of podcast-like. So you can actually listen to it that way if that's how you prefer. I know I do that all the time with YouTube videos. Sometimes you need to watch them, but sometimes you can kind of set it down as you're, putting away laundry or doing some work or things like that. So let me see. Live streaming. Here we go. Making sure that I can see the comments. Okay. Awesome. I can see. And if you are watching, leave me a comment. Hi. Thanks for watching. Just so I know that you can see me and I can read your comments. All right, so what we're going to do tonight, again, like I said, it's a little different. If you've been here for Mickey Pasta before, you know that we have a book that talks all about the history and different details and questions answered about the parks. It's a lot of fun. But tonight, oops, apologies, there goes my phone. But here is the Family Feud Disney Edition. It is a fun family card game. Now, when I picked this up, I didn't really think about how the game show Family Feud works. And it's kind of like was a bummer at first because instead of it being trivia questions, like if you were doing a Trivial Pursuit or something of that nature, it is what the majority of people say, right? So you're trying to guess what the majority says. So it is a little different in that way. But anyway, this will be fun. I thought it would be a cool thing. So I will ask the questions. And then what you can do, whether you are watching the replay or live, is what do you think the majority answered? So you're not actually answering, but you're guessing what the majority picked. So for example, Family Feud Disney Edition. This is the first question I'm going to read. So it says, which of the 7 dwarves would win a 100-meter running race? And number 1 is Happy, got 22 votes. Doc is 17, Grumpy, Dopey, and then Sleepy. So that is the first one. This is so random, but it's a cute little game. And it was hard for the kids to understand, though, because they didn't get the concept that you're guessing what the majority is. So I will read the box to you just in case you don't know. So if you're not familiar with the game show Family Feud, which I'm trying to remember who it is who is hosting this now. I can't even remember. But survey says the card game based on the popular TV show Family Feud. Give the most popular answers to a variety of Disney-themed survey questions to win. So we're not playing anything to win here tonight, although that would be fun. And I think it's very funny that I'm playing a Family Feud game when my family, who usually does this with me, is not here. But I needed something to do, and we knew that this was going to be a crazy week. But then we remembered, oh, shoot, Stefan, it's going to be at the movies, and he had jury duty. He had been really sick all week. We had a lot going on, and so kind of crazy. But, okay, Name the Disney princess character you first think of when you hear the term clever. The number one answer was Cinderella, and I think this is funny because I think this is definitely like maybe a lot of people aren't as big of Disney fans and they think Cinderella. Although I guess she is clever and yeah, I mean Cinderella is clever. I think most of the Disney princesses there are ways that they are clever, but I would certainly not put her as number one. Other than Pluto, after what heavenly body would you name your dog? The top answer by far is Mars. And again, I think that's probably one of those ones, like that's what most people can think of, which I think is fair enough because that's what you're going to be saying, especially if you're on a game show. So, all right. I'm going to make sure that my phone doesn't beep at you guys again. There we go. Let me know too if you guys got any really good gifts or if you're giving any really good gifts that are Disney related. I would love to hear about that. We are done shopping, but I haven't wrapped anything. So that's going to be happening this weekend along with all of the baking. And the lack of wrapping is mostly because once I wrap it, I can't just shove it somewhere to hide it. I have to, because it'll be wrapped and it'll have bows and all that stuff. So it'll have to be put away nicely. So I'm just kind of waiting to the last minute. Other than we read that one. All right. Name the Disney or Disney Pixar character you'd most want to have sitting next to you on a plane. The number one answer is Mickey Mouse, then Buzz Lightyear, Minnie Mouse, Goofy, and Pluto. Name another mammal besides elephants that you'd be amazed to see fly. These are so random. We may have to pull out the trivia book or just talk Disney, whichever you want. So pig is the number one answer for that. Interesting. Name an adjective you'd use to describe the evil queen's magic mirror. Cool is the number one. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think this is saying more about the people who answered these questions than us. All right. So we're still going with the Disney. So we call it Mickey Pasta. That's just essentially trivia, random facts. But today we're doing the Family Feud, and it is the Disney Edition. When I purchased this, again, I didn't really think through what I was purchasing. I did just get a new Disney game as well that I would really like to do on here, but I was kind of saving that one for when Stefan would be here. I think it would be more fun. Although now that I'm reading these, I'm regretting that. If you had a long-lost twin, name the first activity you'd like to do with him or her when you were reunited. Talk. Okay. This is becoming less and less Disney, huh? Name the Disney or Pixar movie you'd like to see made into a television program. Number one answer is Frozen. I'm wondering when they did these questions, Frozen was probably very top of mind then. Now, of course, it's Frozen 2. Let me know if you've seen Frozen 2. I absolutely loved it. I liked it more than the first one, I think, or at least equally. Stefan did not like it as much. It was definitely darker. It was a little bit more grown up. But I really enjoyed it, and my favorite song of the movie was actually Anna's song. I thought that was really, really cool, very relatable, and I think it's a nice movie because it gives the fact that, sometimes fear of the unknown is what's scary, or what can be almost like the villain. And speaking of villains, here we go. Name the Disney villain most likely to ruin someone's wedding. I actually agree with what they gave the number one answer for, so I'm going to give you a second if you are watching live, and if you are watching the replay, then you can comment and guess. That's kind of fun too. I like doing that on a few streamers I watch. It is Cruella de Vil, and she is mean. Like Cruella in the books, in the movies, and everything. She's real mean. So, yes. If you went into a fancy restaurant and found out Remy from Ratatouille, love that movie, so good. Cannot wait to get to go to Epcot. I know there is already one in Disneyland Paris, and do the Ratatouille ride and attraction. That'll be so exciting. We should totally do a Disney deep dive on that. If you have by any chance been to the one in Disneyland Paris, comment below. I would love to hear about it. But if you had found out that Remy had made your dinner, what's the first word you'd describe your reaction? I think this is funny because the first word is shock and awe, and then the second is yuck or gross. And I mean, it is gross, but not if it was actually Remy. What would be the most annoying thing about having hair as long as Rapunzel's? I feel this answer. And my hair, I mean, it's still pretty long, but I actually recently chopped off a fairly big chunk of it. So did Haley, our daughter Haley, she's 8, and her hair is like maybe here now, and it was really, really long, and she just got it cut. It looks so good. I think I'm gonna cut mine shorter in 2020. So the answer is washing it, and I totally relate. I'm constantly doing hair math. Give this video a thumbs up if you also do the hair math. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm going on a run and then I'm going to style my hair like this, and I can do a messy bun, or I could use dry shampoo, and I'm always thinking about events and doing the hair math constantly. If you were magically turned into a dog, what breed would you like to be? The number one answer is a Labrador. I mean, people love labs. It's a very good classic pet, right? Classic family dog. If a country, oops. Oh, no, I lost the chat. There we go. Ta-da! If a country music singer wrote a song about a Disney or Pixar character, who would they pick to write about? Goofy. These are the most random answers. Like, what is going on? If you were to live in the jungle like Mowgli, like that barely relates to Disney. Come on. It's a little bit of a stretch, don't you think? What is one type of food you would like to take with you? The number one answer is bananas. You would like to take with you in the jungle. There's already bananas in the jungle. Pizza is the second answer. That makes a lot more sense to me. I would take some pizza for sure. Ooh, if a Disney princess character could help you with your homework, who would you choose? The number one answer is Snow White, which I think is weird. Like, I would pick Belle because she reads all the time and she's constantly in that library. I'm sure she's pretty smart. And then the second answer is Mulan. Belle got third on here. And then Mulan was the second one, which Mulan, I mean, she's pretty tricky. Like, I feel like Mulan would be like, have been getting out of homework, at least in, the movie. She's getting out of doing things and stuff at the beginning. But Snow White, I don't think so. Plus, Snow White was like 12. And I mean, depending on what grade you were supposed to be in, I don't know if Snow White would know that stuff. If you could have a Disney character on your birthday cake, who would you choose? Number one answer is Mickey Mouse. Both of my sons have had Mickey Mouse birthday cakes. Connor actually had one that was made. We had his birthday dinner at 1900 Park Fair at Walt Disney World, and they made him a cake and brought it out. It was really special. And then our family friend, who we call our cake lady, made Logan his first birthday cake and his first birthday smash cake, and it was a Mickey Mouse themed party. So we have had a couple of Mickey Mouse cakes. Second answer is Winnie the Pooh. Third is Ariel. Fourth is Belle. Fifth is Captain Jack Sparrow. That would be a cool cake for an adult especially. 6, Minnie Mouse. 7, Cinderella. And 8, Donald Duck. Hopping back over to the live chat. All right. Here we go. Okay. Next. Make sure. If you guys see anything weird, okay, I think it's fine. I was going to say, if you guys see anything weird, and I'm probably going to cut this short. Usually we stream for an entire hour, but I didn't have anything that amazing clearly prepared. But if you want to talk about anything Disney and you're watching live, let me know what you want to talk about. Any questions you have for me related to Disney, let me know that as well. I woke up at 5:30, which isn't abnormal for me. Typically, I'm up between 5 and 5:30, but I have been sleeping on the couch, which, no, Stefan and I are fine. Love him to pieces, but he was super sick, and I really didn't want to be sick, especially at Christmas. So I was like, love ya, but no. So I volunteered as a tribute to sleep on the couch, and so I haven't been sleeping all that great. And although I do like being by the Christmas tree, so I didn't sleep very well at all last night, like just a couple hours. And then I had to get up, and this is like makeup since 5:30, so it's been on for, gosh, what's that, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 hours. But we're gonna lean with it, rock with it. All right. If you were a racer at Sugar Rush Speedway from Wreck-It Ralph, what number would you like your car to be? This is a fun one. I always like hearing people's favorite numbers or numbers that are special to them for a variety of reasons. My favorite number is 7. And I actually used to really dislike the number 8. But then Connor was born at 8:58 a.m. So I was like, oh, I guess 8's okay. And 7 is the number 1 answer on here. So way to go. Apparently, lucky number 7 is popular for a lot of people. The second answer is 3, and then the third one is 13, which is interesting. All right. We are going to do a couple more of these, and then I think we're going to do some other Disney trivia, because I'm not sure if you're watching the replay and you're enjoying this at all, or you're just hanging out listening to me ramble on about my Family Feud Disney Edition. Bless you. All right. Name the Disney character or Disney Pixar character most likely to enjoy hiking in the woods. Number 1 answer is Snow White. I would agree. 2 is Goofy, I guess. Interesting. Okay. Name the Disney or Disney Pixar villain most likely to turn good. The answer is Maleficent, the number 1 answer. And I would say that I agree with this. And I have not seen the newest Maleficent movie. I did see the first one. And if you don't know this, my favorite Disney princess is Aurora, which is Briar Rose or Sleeping Beauty. And she also, her father is, of course, King Stefan, and then Queen Leah. And so I'm Leah. My better half is Stefan. And so Aurora has special meaning for that, but I also just really, really do adore her. I think she's very underrated. And I like Maleficent as well. I think she's really fascinating. I think that whole movie and story is fascinating. And I think that the stuff with Maleficent, it really is true. Like, she's got her feelings badly hurt. So maybe if things have been different, maybe Maleficent could be good. Let me know what you think. Name the Disney or Disney Pixar movie you'd most like to watch with a group of friends. The number 1 answer, I will give you a clue. It is one that came out when I was a child. I am a child of, baby of the 80s, child of the 90s. And it is definitely a classic. There are animals in it. They just made a they made a new one that came out over the summer. It's The Lion King. All right, let's see. I think I'm going to grab this book and we're going to do this instead. And she's back. Also, I have my little alien. He came from Meijer, which is a Midwest big box store, and he's that slow rising foam, but he's soft, he's plush. And I got him and I was like, I justified it over the summer. I was like, I can use him as a stress ball, and I do. He's so soft. And my kids love slow rising foam too, but I'm like, no, this one's mommy's. I love this guy. Okay. This is the book I was talking about. I will try to remember to link it down below. You can get it on Amazon. It's very affordable, and it is a great book. I got this in a Disney subscription box. I think one of my Mickey monthly boxes. You can watch all those videos on my channel. You can also watch all of our Disney deep dives, and they are all in a playlist, which is really fun because then you can binge watch them if you want. We would like that, of course. But this is Disney Trivia from the Vault. It is Secrets Revealed and Questions Answered by Dave Smith. And Dave Smith is the chief archivist of the Walt Disney Archives. So pretty interesting. These are, of course, some questions I've already answered, but we are going to flip. And I think because I was doing just general Disney, not Disney parks, to start this episode, I am going to continue that trend, and I'm going to do some Disney television. So that's going to be like a lot of Wonderful World of Disney. I still remember the music and everything when Wonderful World of Disney would come on ABC. It was magical as a kid, and I just loved it. So here we go. Oh, I remember a series on TV called Scarecrow. Was this made by Disney, and is it available? And that question was sent in by someone, Ron from Minnesota. It says the Scarecrow of Romney Marsh was released on DVD in 2008. The 2-disc set included both the original 3-part television show from 1964 and a feature film that was compiled from those 3 parts. So, I guess it was made by Disney. That's interesting. Does Disney ever plan to release Tiger Town on DVD? I loved that movie as a kid in the 80s. The film, which had only a limited theatrical release in Detroit in 84, very interesting. I am a Michigan Born and Raised Girl, was actually the first television movie produced for the Disney Channel. It was released on DVD in 2004. I have not seen Tiger Town. If you have, let me know in the comments. I will have to look that one up. I'm constantly adding to my ever-growing list. I have some on my phone, and I have some just written paper style of Disney movies. Stefan and I both, we really geek out, and we love to watch Disney content that we haven't seen or that's lesser known. It's really, really fun. One of my favorites, it's not as obscure as that, but is Atlantis. If you have not watched that, it is so incredible. Definitely do. Okay. I was recently talking to my mother about my childhood toys, and we came up with Fluffy Dogs. I know it was a cartoon, and there were plush toys. I was hoping you could help me locate the Fluffy Dogs movie on either DVD or VHS. I think it was a Disney cartoon, and that was asked by someone in Orlando, Florida. It says, Disney's Fluffy Dogs was a television special from 1986 about 5 colorful, magical talking dogs who entered the life of a 10-year-old boy and his snobbish neighbor. It has never been released on VHS or DVD. Isn't that fascinating? Like, that's something I've never heard of. And I consider myself to know, at least more about Disney than the average person. Okay. Let's find another one. Is it possible to view or purchase Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color TV episodes from the late 60s? My wife and mother-in-law were in the episode Brimstone, the Amish Horse. My wife, then an infant, and my mother-in-law were in a few scenes. They were a part of the Amish faith, so little to no photos of the family are available. Any help or suggestions would be greatly appreciated. Brimstone, the Amish Horse, was a television program airing in October 1968. It has never been released on VHS or DVD, so it is currently unavailable. If you write the Walt Disney Archives at the Disney Studios in Burbank, perhaps they could check to see if there are any still photos of your wife and mother-in-law. That's so fascinating. I have not been to California to the Walt Disney Museum, and I have not been to any of these places where you can look at the archives or anything, but I think that would be incredibly fascinating. And what a cool job. Okay. I would really like to see the old 2-part Moochie films that were shown long ago on Walt Disney Presents. What were their exact titles? Are they available on video? That question was asked by Paul in Batavia, New York. And it says, Moochie, the Little League aired on October 2nd and 9th, 1959. It also had a 16mm release for rental to schools and community organizations as Little League Moochie. Moochie of Pop Warner Football aired on November 20th and 27th, 1960. Neither has been released on video cassette or DVD. So a lot of people, I think that's really interesting. They're thinking of things, and I know when this happens to me too, like you think of things that are, from your childhood, and you just have a vague memory of it. And I'm wondering too, as a mother, is that going to be the case for my kids, or is it going to be totally different, right? Because, they are, I always say that they're so well documented. Like this morning, we had, our youngest, Sully, had PJ Day, and he was wearing these cute little elf pajamas the last day before holiday vacation. And then our other two had their holiday concert, and all of them, I took all these pictures. I had my phone, I was videotaping, doing all that stuff. And every single day I'm taking pictures, and it's a video. It's incredible. I take pictures of everything. Okay. I have a vague memory of a Disney film I saw as a child on the Disney Channel about a young Harry Houdini. Does this ring a bell? And it says Disney made a 2-hour television show that aired in March 1987. Good year. That's when I was born. Same month too. Called The Young Harry Houdini. It starred Will Wheaton as the young magician and escape artist who runs away from home to join a traveling carnival. Interesting. All right, let's see what else we got here. If you have any suggestions for Disney games, Disney trivia books, anything like that, let me know. I would definitely be interested in that. I have a long Amazon save for later and then wish lists. The wish lists are awesome. I need to be better about that usually, and let me know if you can relate, because I cannot be the only one. Anything that I hear about, like, want, I'm like, ooh, I should see if it's on Amazon. I will put it in my cart and then save it for later instead of just putting it to a wish list. I do have a running wish list. I'm a runner, so I always have stuff on there. And that is nice because you can send it. Like, my mother-in-law and my mom for Christmas are like, what do you want? Buy me something off here, you know? Okay. At what riding school was 1963's The Horse Masters filmed? Also, what were the real names of the horses in the film? And that was asked by a woman named Trisha in Connecticut. It says the exteriors of the jumping field and quarry were filmed in Smallbrook Farm at riding school in Thursley, Surrey, England. Other fields nearby were used. 10 horses were named in the production film, though their riders are not designated. It's interesting. It says, like most children, I grew up with Walt Disney productions. One of my favorites was the Zorro television series. All my life, I wanted to have a sword like Zorro's. First of all, that's adorable. If it isn't possible for me to buy one of the swords used in the series, can you tell me where the ones used in the series were purchased? Crawford, in Waco, Texas. Sorry, but we only have one Zorro sword in the archives, and it is not for sale. It is probable that many of the swords used in production of the series were rented from Hollywood prop houses. Most of the costumes used in early Disney films were rented from such companies as Western Costume Company. That is so sweet, that question, and you would think that now with like eBay and things like that, they'd be able to find one at least that looks similar. There is this girl I know, and she is a few years older than I am, and she had a dollhouse growing up, and she was telling me all about it, and I'm literally like, that's how the wheels in my head are turning. I'm like, her husband needs to go on eBay and shell out the, like, $300 or whatever it costs to get this new and get it for Christmas. Like, stuff like that just touches me. I actually last Christmas bought my baby's first Christmas ornament. It was always one of my favorites, and then it had broken years ago, but I remembered which one it was, and so I found it brand new in box on eBay because my husband still has his, and of course we have the kids, and so I wanted it to be on the tree. So the internet is a wonderful, wonderful thing for stuff like that. Years ago, I believe, on The Wonderful World of Disney, there was a story about a badger. Do you know the title? It says, you may be recalling The Boy Who Talked to Badgers, a two-part show that aired in September 1975. Christian Jaunter played a boy who seemed to prefer animals to people and was even able to communicate with them. Okay. A lot of these I don't know about, which is interesting. This book was written, I've mentioned this before, I want to say 2012. But a lot of these questions seem to be written by people who were a little bit older than I am. So a lot of this is not relating, but I still find it very interesting. When I was a little girl, sometime in the late 1980s, my parents had a video taped off a television with Minnie Mouse singing Elton John and Kiki D's Don't Go Breaking My Heart. I absolutely loved this video. Unfortunately, I gave my dad permission to tape over it and I lost it. What is it called? Is there any way I can get a copy of it today? It says Minnie Mouse and Elton John sang a duet of Don't Go Breaking My Heart on the 1988 television special titled Totally Minnie. That special for Minnie's 60th birthday has not been released on VHS or DVD. I feel like this whole section is a little sad. Like, they're like breaking hearts over here. Nope. Sorry about all your memories. We can't help you. Okay. Trying to find some that are let's get a little more pep going. Yeah, some of these I'm like, Okay. In the early 90s, the Disney Channel series Under the Umbrella Tree, what was the name of the Blue Jay? I know this because I grew up and I watched this. I know it wasn't on Disney Channel, and I know that Disney got it actually, I believe, after. I watched this when it was I think, PBS show, and it was my favorite growing up. And so I am a Michigan, Midwest girl, but where I lived, Southeast Michigan growing up, we would get a lot of Canadian television because we're pretty close to Canada. So I think that I was watching the Canadian version, but I could be wrong. And it says his name is Jacob Bluejay, and his voice was provided by Stephen Brathwaite. The series was produced not by Disney, but by the Canadian, Broadcasting Corporation. Yes. It's a great show. If you have not seen it, you can watch videos on YouTube. I've had my kids watch it, and they really like it. And it's so funny how something that was made, 25, 30 years ago still resonates with little kids. Okay. Now, let's see here. First of all, how long have I been going on and on? Let me find out. Man, 30 minutes. Maybe I will go longer than I thought, huh? Okay. We are going to do 3 more. If you are watching the replay, let me know if you had anything like that from the wonderful world of Disney. I know one movie that I remember watching that I loved, a made-for-TV Disney movie, was My Date with the President's Daughter, and it had the guy from Boy Meets World, and I was like, yes, this movie's amazing. I was so jealous that I wasn't like the president's daughter. Okay. When did Walt Disney make his television debut? And that was asked by ER from Cedar Rapids. Walt's very first television show was a special titled 1 Hour in Wonderland, which aired on Christmas Day in 1950. 1950, that's amazing. It featured Walt Disney as host with guests Edgar Bergen and Charlie McCarthy. A second Disney Christmas show followed in 1951. Okay. I know the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, Annette Foncello, made many films while she was under contract to Disney. Where did he discover her? When Annette was 12 years old, she appeared on an amateur program at the Starlight Bowl in Burbank, California. Walt Disney happened to catch the live performance titled Ballet vs. Jive, and this led to her selection as one of the original Mouseketeers. Her first public appearance as Mouseketeer was at the opening day in Disneyland in July 17th, 1955. How many Davy Crockett films did Walt Disney make? The Davy Crockett Show, one of TV's first miniseries, aired as 3 episodes in 1954 to 1955. Even though Davy died at the end of the series, he was resurrected the following season for 2 more programs based on the Crockett legends. The 5 shows were then combined, re-edited, and released theatrically as 2 feature films, Davy Crockett, King of the Wild Frontier, and Davy Crockett and the River Pirates. I know that I watched the Davy Crockett movies. My dad was certainly into that. I know we also had faux, but a coonskin cap. And yes, let me know if you also watched Davy Crockett. I truthfully don't remember all that much about it, but I'm sure if I watched it, I know the general idea, All right, if you hung out with me live, please give this video a thumbs up, share it, and definitely go and watch our other Disney deep dives. I love doing those, and we want to know in 2020 what you would like to see. So we are not going to be here next week. We are going to be celebrating Christmas with our family, so we're not going to be going live. So here's your announcement for that. And if you want to know where you can see what we're streaming, and then also tons of other amazing Disney and family YouTubers and live streamers, theliveplace.com, which I have linked in the bio, is amazing. Our friend Dean hosts that, and he hosts us on there, and we're really grateful for that. I'm also really grateful for you for watching this, and also let us know what you want to see in 2020, because we are going to come back and it's going to be a new year, I think, or the very end of this year. I'm not really sure. I think it's going to be a new year, though, which is kind of crazy. So let me know what you want to see from us in 2020 on Disney Deep Dive. We love doing these episodes, and we obviously want to do what you want to see. So please comment and participate. It really helps us out. You can find me all the time on my Instagram, which is LeahTackles. It is linked in the description box. And Stefan, who is usually here right by my side, is Small World Shirts Co. And he's also the Mitten Print Shop on Instagram. Some of you do not know that, but his full-time gig is we own a wholesale screen printing company. So we do things like, that would be like for baseball teams, or for running groups, or for schools, or for small businesses, or events, all sorts of things, anything like that. He also does things like koozies and hats, and it's really nice screen printed stuff. Not vinyl and not heat pressed. It's screen printed, and he's a graphic graphic designer. He doesn't charge art fees. Anyway, that's like a sales pitch about stuff, but that's what Stefan does full time. And I am in social media marketing. So I do social media management, and I also do audits for businesses. I do training, mentorships, things like that. So if you're interested in that, that's what we do professionally. And then we both just really love Disney. So you can also find me here doing other things. I do unboxings, I do tutorials, I do planning tips, all sorts of things like that. But find us on Instagram. That's the best place to catch us for sure. And if you have any questions or concerns, let me know in the comments. I always respond to comments, and please like the video, share, and subscribe if you have not done so already. YouTube is going to be going through a lot of changes in 2020, which you may be aware of, and it's going to be interesting. I think the Disney community is really going to ride it out. I am so grateful to be a part of the Disney community. I have been here for a long time doing Disney videos, and I just adore it, and I adore the people here. I wish I had more time to comment and participate sometimes. Life gets crazy, and I shouldn't say, oh, I wish I had more time. It's time you make, right? But since I went to working full-time from home and we have 3 young kids, I haven't made as much time as I used to doing these videos. But I'm going to let you go. If you like this video, again, give it a thumbs up. Click right there to see my latest Disney video, and then click right above that to see other Disney videos from me. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a magical day. See you real soon. Bye.